Welcome back, everybody. It's time now for another edition of Are You In? And as it just so happens, today I am reviewing Incubus's newest album entitled 8. Now, 8 came out last week, so this is probably the most recent album review that I've ever done. Not to mention that this is the first album of 2017 that I have reviewed. So I'm really, really excited about that. And I mean, this Incubus in general is one of my favorite bands, very near and dear to my heart. Listen to a lot of their CDs, if not all of them, and I really enjoy a lot of their songs. Brandon Boyd, their lead singer, is one of my inspirations when it comes to singing, as well as creating lyrics. And overall, I just really, really like them. So I'm glad that I'm reviewing. Even in fact, like the name of my review show, "Are You In?" comes from one of their singles from their CD Morning View. So it kind of all fits together, and it's perfect for me to review them. So for those who don't know who Incubus is, they are a they were a more funk metal slash new metal band, but now they're more an alternative rock, alternative metal band that comes from Calabasas, California. They consist of Brandon Boyd, who is their lead singer, Michael Einziger, which is their lead guitarist, Joe Pacelis II, who is their drummer, Chris Kilmore, who's their pianist as well as works the turntables, and Ben Kenny, who is their bassist. They've been around since the mid '90s, though they didn't really get uh, well well-ish known until the late '90s. They've had 8 LPs, and again, all of them are pretty different in terms of sound. I would say they are um, one of the musical chameleons out there where they have changed their sound over the years and it still works. Their first album was Fungus Among Us, very, very funk metal. Then '97 comes, they come out with Science, which is their first CD that gets pretty big acclaim, which is more of a new metal sound. Then Make Yourself is even more just like structured new metal, but still also alternative metal. Um, and that's their most well-known CD. That Drive is from that, Stellar is from that, Pardon Me is from that. Just a very, very good CD. Then 2001, I believe, is when they come out with Morning View, which again is another new metal CD, but also incorporates uses less turntable and uses more guitar and goes more of a alternative rock route, but still a very good CD. Wish You Were Here is from that. Nice to Know You's from that, as well as Warning and Are You In? Um, and then next CD comes out is 2004's uh, A Crow Left of the Murder. And that's when they start becoming very, very much alternative rock, but still a very fantastic CD. You have Megalomaniac from there, Talk Shows on Mute, and just a overall well done CD that got its own acclaim. Then Light Grenades comes out in 2006, even more an alternative rock sound, but again, still has some good songs. Anomaly, Dig, Love Hurts. Um, again, has its own. It's still pretty popular, even though they changed their sound. So 5 years pass, and their next CD, if not now, when comes out, and it's their lightest CD, but their most beautiful, probably one of their more creative CDs. It doesn't get as much radio play, but still has some very, very interesting and unique songs. And I personally do like this CD. Um, and from songs from Isidore to Adolescent to Promises, Promises, Friends and Lovers, Thieves, all these songs that weren't amazing, but were great to listen to. And then they go on this 7 year, basically hiatus. They did put out an EP in 2015, but basically nothing. So then they drop 8. So with all this timeline, where does 8 fit in? For me, I would say it fits in more to the Crowlift of the Murder and Light Grenade sound. It does have a little bit of If Not Now When, but it's mostly those two albums. So it's more of an alternative rock slash alternative metal sound. And for the most part, it's pretty good. Um, However, it's not amazing. It's not the CD that we probably wanted for Incubus fans out there. Um, so let's dig into it. What was great about it? Well, first off, it doesn't ever overstay its welcome. It's 40 minutes, so it's their second shortest CD, and it works for what it is. There and it starts pretty well. No fun's a lot of irony, even though it's called No Fun. It's a very fun song to listen to, and it just like starts with so much energy. Then it continues on to Nimble Bastard, which is their first single from the CD, and again, just high powered song. I listened to that song before the CD came out. And I was like, I'm so excited for it. Let's do this. I'm excited to listen to it. Then also in the one of the first four songs is Glitter Bomb, more of a grunge type of sound to it, but still a very good song. It was their the second single from the album, and it made me even more psyched to listen to the CD. So it starts very great. And there's some other good songs on there. Familiar Faces feels like a song that would come like straight up from the Light Grenade, Corleth of the Murderers era. Like it would fit perfectly into that, and it's a pretty fun song. Um, Love in the Time of Surveillance is another good song, and it's a very tongue-in-cheek kind of song talking about privacy in the time of internet age. So it's fun and it's dirgy and it works, and like the dirginess of the song fits well with the overall funny lyrics to it. Also, Brandon Boyd sounds great on this CD as always. um, the lyrics themselves, which I've always been a huge fan of Incubus lyrics in general because of so much imagery in them, um, very much the use of metaphors, similes, and all that stuff to make them interesting. Like another like a song for me in particular, off of Make Yourself is When It Comes, and one of the lines is when it comes in abrupt, and it feels uh, like a matador is waving its reddest red cloak, and I'm the bull. Like it's a very convoluted idea, but the imagery itself is really cool, and that and Brandon Boyd still does that, though not to the greatest extent of the lyrics from Science or from Make Yourself. Um, there's from Glitter Bomb, the chorus is "I was your friend and ended up your victim," and I think that's a pretty interesting imagery, especially with the idea of the song being called Glitter Bomb. I mean, it's for like lack of better words, it's a song about um, falling in love with someone beautiful and being found out that it's not the person that you believed in. So you could easily talk like that, but something so simple as "I was your friend and ended up your victim," uh, a victim of a glitter bomb, something dangerous yet beautiful. So to me, is a very it's a just an example of how he uses lyrics, and it there are some good lyrics, but again, not as great as the days of Science or Make Yourself. Einziger's guitar work, um, still very good. He's a pretty underrated guitarist. I have enjoyed a lot of his stuff, and it definitely still shines through on these songs. And even like though there aren't the not every song is great, they're interesting for the most part. So that's most of the pros. Unfortunately, there are a decent amount of cons. First off, for every great song on there, there's a somewhat forgettable song. State of the Art is all right, definitely not a highlight of the CD. Undefeated, um, very preachy, very anthemy song. Even though like the lyrics are still good, the song is all right. Loneliest, a very emotional song, especially because during the recording of this CD, Brandon Boyd uh, left his partner of, I believe, 10 years. They separated. So I can feel the emotion in the song, but again, not a memorable song. And the lyrics are kind of blase. Um, and then, to me, the biggest faux pas are at the end of the CD. So, the seventh song on the album is an interlude called When I Became a Man, and it doesn't feel like it should be there at all. Especially after it comes right after loneliest comes right after that. This very supposed to be a powerful song, and When I Became a Man is simply a like very jazzy, cheesy song, 50-second song about what I can only describe as Brandon or whoever he's trying to be, um, meeting a woman, taking a shower, and that's when they became a man. That's when he became a man, and that's all the song is about. Very cheesy, does not fit in there at all. I could have seen it on Make Yourself, I could have seen it on Science, not on that CD, and it just doesn't fit. Um, and then the last two songs are almost completely forgettable. There's a very long name song called Make No Sound, It's a Digital Forest. And again, it's an interlude song. And it's much more of an interlude song, it's an instrumental interlude song. And could have worked. It could have worked where When I Became a Man was. If it was probably the seventh song, it could have worked, I feel like. But it's setting up something of a lackluster song for the last song called Throw Out the Map. It's a fun song, but that's it. It's forgettable. It's a very forgettable last song. And I feel like also the Forest song is good, but again, forgettable and doesn't feel like it should be there. I feel like it's trying to set up the latter half of the CD, and yet it's like, okay, you're setting this up for one song. And like it works, but it's not good. So that's the biggest takeaway from it. It's a good CD. It has a lot of great songs, but is it a memorable CD? No, unfortunately, it's not. It's good, but not great, and that's the unfortunate part because they've been away for 6 years, and it could have been something great. And that's what I felt. It felt like from the beginning could have been something good. I saw some great songs that hark back to the old days, but not enough to keep it going, which is unfortunate. Fun fact, though, uh, which I didn't know until I looked it up. Actually, Skrillex worked on a couple of these songs. He remastered some of these songs, which is very interesting. Uh, I I won't ruin which songs they are, but take a listen and see if you can figure out which ones they are, and then look it up and see for yourself. So, in general, good CD, but could have been so much better. Now, the interesting thing to me is this other thing of they did put out an EP in 2015 entitled Trust Fall Side A, and they never created a side B. But Trust Fall in itself had it had four songs, but it had great songs. Trust Fall, Absolution Calling, Make Out Party, and Dance Like You're Dumb. And I feel like if you put all four of those songs on Glitter Bomb, on 8, and take out um, like Undefeated, take out Throw Out the Map, the Forest song, Throw Out When I Became a Man, you would have this really, really good CD of 12 or 13 songs And yeah, it was stunk that there have been 4 songs that we've already heard for 2 years. But I think if you have put those 4 songs and took out 4 of the blah songs, this would have been a very, very, very good CD to come back to, and would have hyped up people for another CD if that ever happened. But I don't think that's going to happen. Like, I feel like you could have maybe gotten some new listeners, new followers who would have really, really liked Incubus. And now this is more of a niche CD for the Incubus fans. Me personally, it's the second worst CD that they've done, right above Fungus Among Us. It's not, again, it's not bad. It's just not great. And there's so many great Incubus CDs. I could even put it like tied to If Not Now When, because it is near and dear to my heart. But me personally, I would only recommend it to Incubus fans. If you're like a fan of rock, alternative rock, it's not bad. You could listen to the first couple of songs of first couple of singles and see what you like. But like, if you're an Incubus fan and you're only an Incubus fan of like Science, Make Yourself, and Morning View, you probably won't like this new one because, again, it doesn't have any of that old sound. There's barely any turntables. So, but if you are a fan of Incubus and you did like A Crow Left of the Murder, and like Grenades, then you will like this. You won't love it, you'll like it. And something that I would love to see if they do come out with another CD, I would love to see a mix of. I would love to see a Morning View. I would love to see another Morning View where it is the mix of the turntable sound and a little bit harder sound with this alternative rock. I would love to see another side of that because I feel like they still have it. I feel like from songs like No Fun and Nimble Bastard, and even the interlude that didn't feel right, I feel like they have that still that energy, that anger, not necessarily anger, but the energy to create something like that again. So we'll see what happens. But until then, thank you for watching, and I'll link to a couple different videos. But first, as always, if you like this, like the video, uh, share it with your friends, comment on what you think, and if you have any ideas about this CD, feel free to share them. I would love to hear what you think, as well as CDs that you'd like to hear me review in the future. Of course, share with your friends, like I said. And again, if you can, click the subscribe button for my channel, which will pop up down here at the end of the video. I'm also going to link you to a couple different videos. First off, I'm going to link you to, if you want to see more of these album reviews, you can go up here for my playlist. Second, I covered one Incubus song called Talk Shows on Mute that came off of A Crow Left of the Murder. If you'd like to hear that, click right there. Down here, I'm going to link you to the Nimble Bastard music video because it's hilarious. I really, really enjoyed watching it. So if you want to see it, click down here. So of course, like I said, subscribe. Are You In playlist, Talk Shows on Mute, Nimble Bastard video, and for you guys, I've been listening to a lot of CDs and a lot of really good CDs of this year, and I am so excited to create some more album reviews that are going to come out most likely next week, and look forward to a special guest on these videos. So thank you for watching this long album review. Sorry for being so long-winded. I really like this band, and I really had so many big thoughts on this CD. But look forward to more of these in the future, and until then, I will see you in the next video. Peace.